All right, Brant, let's talk about the Outdoor Big South Championships. High Point coming up here in the next couple of days. Pretty excited for this meet coming up?
We always look forward to Big South. We've been looking forward to hitting the weather we're getting lately. Had a lot of fun out here yesterday, and Big South promises to be nice weather down there too. A little bit cooler than yesterday, maybe, but so we're definitely excited about it. On the negative side, it takes place during finals, so a lot of kids are going to be missing finals, and I hope their minds are on the track while they're there and not back on what the finals that they're missing. But
You mentioned the Twilight a couple of days ago. As we tape it, it was yesterday, but
yeah.
when this plays next week, 24 seniors honored during the Twilight. How is that number high, or is that pretty average for a track program?
No, it's getting better. We have more people that stay with the program all the way through, so that's a good thing. A lot of times there's attrition, but I think 24 is one of our largest numbers of graduating, if not the largest. But we got fortunately about 30 kids coming in to take their places, so it's a revolving door, you know. College, when you're in college, you think it's going to last forever, but all of a sudden you're a senior and it's over.
The men's program has won 11 straight outdoor championships. As you prepare for it, give me an idea of some of the events you're kind of putting your finger on right now. I know it's all of them, but which one or two are you looking really most forward to?
Well, that's really it's the thing that makes us the strong team that we are this year is that we have competitive athletes in everything. The conference typically is very tough in the distances, so it's a little harder to score in those events, but we're going to go and mix it up pretty well there. There's some events that are particularly weak this year, like the javelin, and you know we don't expect any competition there except among our own people. On the girls' side, there's one girl that's pretty competitive, but and as I say that, somebody's going to step up and beat us. You know that's, but it's you know those are some events we expect just to kind of go in there and have some fun and get a lot of points.
There's been a number of individuals that have qualified for regionals, another opportunity coming up. When it comes to that, how intense does that get? And when it comes to qualifying for regionals and whatnot, give us an idea of how important that is.
Well, that's one of the really big goals because they call it regionals, but then they also call it the first round of nationals. So a lot of kids aspire to that. Typically, we've been taking 15. Our record is 16. This year, we have 25, I think, in at the moment. So that was one of our goals for this season. I said I wanted to take well over 20 athletes this year. I felt like we had as many as 30 athletes on the team who had potential to get there. And at this point, 25 with one more meet to go. So I feel like most of those are in pretty solid, too. The top 48, if you're like 46 or 45 right now, you might not get in. But I think most of ours are in the 30s or 20s or even teens. And so we like where we are right now with everything considering. We've dealt with our trials. We've had some hamstrings, some ankles, some lower leg issues. I think I looked this morning, about probably 20 of our athletes have dealt with things one at a time going through the season, but our training staff, Hugh and Dan, are been working with them and they're bringing them back, and I feel like we'll be able to take pretty much every athlete minus one or two that we would like to take to the meet or that we need to take to the meet. We'd like to take more, but we're going to have 32 men, 32 women entered, which is the limit they conference set for us.
You mentioned the weather a couple minutes ago, Coach. As we tape this, it's going to be 90 degrees in Lynchburg. Mentioned be a little bit cooler down in High Point. What is optimal for the outdoor championship?
You probably like in the 70s during the days, even up toward 80, and then when the evening comes in, you like it to drop down in the low 70s or upper 60s, except for the 10K. You know, the 10K, those guys like it down closer to 60 or even in the 50s if they can get it. But I think it's going to be good. The meet this year is more in the evening, actually. So by time people are watching this, they know more. But the long-range forecast looks like 3 really nice days. And everybody has the same weather, so it's not really that much of a deal. But if you want to put up really good performances, the weather definitely helps.
Coach, you're approaching 100 championships, so you're sitting on 96 right now. I've never asked you in the couple of years we've done these interviews, do coaches have a goal set like that? Okay, triple-digit championships, that's pretty cool. Yeah. And who are one or two of your mentors or have been growing up in this sport, track and field and cross country?
Well, that's we're definitely privileged to have been in a situation that we have an opportunity to win that many championships. There have been several great coaches that have won, have presided over many national championships, and we're not even thinking about that kind of thing. But most of those schools come out of SEC or Pac-10 or something, so they don't have the kind of conference history that we've been able to have. Liberty's really made a commitment to track and field, as you can see from this, and
indoor center.
I just marvel when I stand out there near the high jump and do a 360. Nothing was here 10 years ago. I can see the tower and the new football practice thing and the snowflakes on the hill, and I remember all when I walked out here and there was just a field, and I was thinking, I wonder if we could put a track out here. So for me, it's really it's humbling, and it's honoring at the same time to be able to have been involved with something that grew so fast and came from such a low level over the years, and that's why it's so hard for me to walk away. It's kind of like my baby, and I tell people I feel like Moses entering the promised land. We've been wandering in the wilderness for 39 years, and that's how long I've been coaching track. And the 40th year was when they go in the wilderness. And I don't want to die on the mountain like Moses had to do. I want to go into the promised land, and I'm starting to feel like that. Yeah. The goal always has been to be a nationally recognized competitive team, and the steps along the way include getting facilities, and it includes starting to get 20, 25, 30, 35 athletes to regionals, and then starting to get 8, 10, 12, 14 to nationals. We haven't achieved those goals yet, but they're looking closer and closer. And I feel like another one of my goals this year is that we take more to nationals than we ever have before. And the most we've ever taken is 5. So that's down the road yet a little ways, but with 25 or more going to regionals, you feel like, okay, a quarter of the people at regionals make nationals. So if we can hold up with that with 25, a quarter would be 6. That would be more than we've ever taken. And plus I didn't mention in the 25 we have one already in for nationals. Marcus Ballingy is in for nationals, so he doesn't have to go to regionals. He's not qualified for the regionals, but he is qualified for nationals. So I really like where we are right now, and I think the athletes are buying in. They're seeing that our goals are not just dreams. They're things that the school has backed us up that we can achieve. We are a unique program in trying to represent the Lord at the highest level with the backing. There's other schools I know Coach Bingham down at Abilene Christian is trying to do the same thing we are, but he doesn't have the backing we have, the facilities we have. And so we are the ones that are furthest along the road to try to demonstrate that biblical principles work, and if you do things right, you tend to rise to the top. That's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to be a witness for and a testimony of. And I see it happening. So, I could get iced tea and put my feet up and cruise the rest of life, but this is just too exciting to walk away from right now.
All right, Coach, well put. It's a great way to end it. Have fun next week at High Point, okay?
Thank you very much.